Pangarap lang to. Who am I to climb that mountain? Sino ba ako para umakyat ng Mount Everest?
17 years after the last Filipino who climbed Mount Everest.
After Everest, doon ko na-realize na bundok lang siya. Every second, namamatay yung katawan mo. Make or break siya. It's either you go up or you go down. You cannot stay. When we heard the news na we lost a fellow Filipino sa trail, sobrang na-down kami. The real summit is going back home safe. I don't want to be the last Filipino Everest summit here.
Before we dive in, I want to ask you something. We are just beginning, and our just cause, the reason we make this show is to make every corner of the world we can reach a little bit more inspiring, a little more human, a little more empathetic. People who watch this show tell us it is making a difference in how they lead, how they parent, how they show up every single day, and that means everything to us. But we are just building our viewers, and we want to go as far as our passion can reach. So if you believe in what we are building, hit subscribe right now. It's completely free. And don't stop there. Share this with someone you love and ask them to subscribe too. Because every person who joins this community is one more life we get to reach. We promise you, we will always do our best. Now let's get in today's episode. I know you're going to be inspired. Awesome day, everyone. Welcome to the Cherry Africa podcast. I have a very interesting and a very young achiever guest today. He is 31 years old, gave up a corporate life in order to pursue his dream of climbing 14 mountains. And today he is with us here to inspire all of us. And yung climb niya happened 17 years after the last Filipino who climbed Mount Everest. So welcome to our show, Geno Panganiban. Yay!
Hello, Coach, and hello to our viewers. Thank you for having me here, and I'm really excited and grateful kasi it's been 11 months since we summited Mount Everest.
First and foremost, thank you so much for joining us.
Okay.
Okay, simulan natin yung ating question. Ang first question ko is, you gave up a corporate life. You were a computer engineer, correct?
Software developer po ako.
Software developer,
Yes.
and graduated from
DLSU Computer Science.
DLSU Computer Science, and then one day na lang you decided to give up your job so that you
Yes.
could pursue full-time.
Yep. And don't get me wrong, I really like my job. I
Okay.
really like the people whom I'm working with. It's just that I'm built for something else.
You have a bigger dream,
Yes.
right? And because of that, you represent something so important for the Philippines. We are all very proud of what you've done, and what you've done symbolized for the Philippines. So we're gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
But right now, I am really very curious to get to know you more. When was that, pivotal moment that you decided, hey, there's something for me and I wanna choose that life?
Well, let me start by saying na I consider myself a Filipino mountaineer, but it wasn't my dream yet to climb Mount Everest. I've been climbing a lot of mountains here in the Philippines, but it took me a long, long time just to commit and gain that confidence to climb Mount Everest, no? Pero nung nakita ko yung peak, sinasabi ko sa sarili ko na pangarap lang to. Parang, sino ba ako para umakyat ng Mount Everest, di ba?
So Geno, from the base camp, makikita mo yung peak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yun yung-
Did it feel hard when you're, from where you are looking at the dream?
It feels surreal, yet, impossible for me
Okay.
by that time.
So it was an impossible dream.
Yes.
Okay.
Na, okay, nandyan siya. Okay, inaakit siya ng mga tao, pero who am I to climb that mountain? Diba? I'm just here na nagtitrek lang ako sa base camp, na hindi naman ako yung pinakamalakas, hindi ako yung pinakamabilis, hindi ako yung pinaka-fit. Diba? Parang I'm just enjoying my time here, trekking. Tapos nakita ko siya. Parang it's the south face of Mount Everest, yung Nepal side eh. Talagang yung grand beauty ng Himalayas mafe-feel mo talaga.
So 2022, you visited the base camp of Mount Everest and saw the peak of Mount Everest, and it felt like the emergence of a dream. Pero hindi pa siya goal.
Hindi pa.
Hindi pa
parang
goal.
hindi ko pa masabi sa sarili ko na gusto ko akyatin yan. Parang ano lang, na ina-appreciate mo lang yung nature, na-appreciate mo lang yung creation ni God, na wow, nandyan siya.
In awe ka pa.
In awe pa talaga ako. Siyempre, bilang isang mountaineer, di ba? Kahit makarating lang sa base camp, sobrang laking achievement na yun.
Parang nagre-rehearse ka ng big dream kasi you've been scaling mountains and then you see, ito na yung ultimate, pero hindi mo muna gagawin. So bumalik ka uli sa Pilipinas, 2022. And from 2022 to 2025, when you actually summited Mount Everest, what happened in between?
I guess, cliche as it may sound, meron talagang tawag ng bundok eh.
Oh.
Parang sinasabi na yung tinatawag ka na ng bundok. Nung pagbalik ko sa Pilipinas, akala ko kasi hindi na ako babalik ng Nepal. Sabi ko, last climb ko na yan. Parang gagraduate na ako sa climbing. Ayoko na, gusto ko magpalit ng hobby. Parang masyado na ako maraming inakyat. Parang gano'n. Parang last ko na yung base camp. Pero mas nag-crave pa ako. Parang mas na-challenge ako. Parang I wanted to achieve more difficult things. Kasi kinaya ko pala yung base camp eh. Pwede ko ba i-test yung sarili ko sa mas technical, mas mataas?
Okay, pero you're saying at that point in time when it was actually time to say goodbye to the hobby of mountaineering, when you went back home, it actually just emerged a bigger dream for you.
Yes. Tapos doon ko nakuha yung confidence ko na okay, alam ko na yung experience ng isang expedition. Alam ko na yung feeling gumamit ng oxygen, kung paano siya gamitin. Alam ko na yung mga gear na gagamitin. Yung feeling ng death zone, alam ko na. So, na-survive ko to. I think pwede na ako for Mount Everest. Doon ko nasabi sa sarili ko na I think it's time. I mean, it's been 17 years since a Filipino stood at top of the world.
Correct. Diba?
Parang kailangan na natin patunayan sa madlang bayan na kaya ng mga Pilipino.
Natin, diba? So, renewal of renewal of pride, I guess. Diba?
Parang, ewan ko feel ko hinuhulma ako ng universe for this. Parang binibuild niya ako.
Yes.
Na parang dinodraw na yung path ko eh.
Ano ba ang symbol ng Mount Everest sa'yo? Being able to climb that, to survive the death zone. Yeah, I mean, what does that symbolize for you?
I guess gusto ko sabihin na iba akong person before Everest and iba din akong person after Everest. No? Before Everest kasi I'd like to think Everest as yung yung my life's goal, my life's dream. Tapos after Everest, doon ko na-realize na bundok lang siya. There are more important things in life than climbing a mountain.
Like what?
Like family.
Oh.
Di ba? Friends, loved ones. Yung being immersed sa nature. Parang mas nagugustuhan ko nga yun eh.
So something happened. Kasi at the get-go, di ba minsan tayo, alam naman natin, like I know right now, my family is important to me.
Yes.
But when you climb Everest, you go back to the same message, but in a different way?
Yes. Kasi I come to realize that climbing a big mountain, hindi siya masaya. Sabi nga ng isang famous climber, si Reinhold Messner, climbing 8,000 meters is not fun kasi you have to cope up with the pain every day. I mean, maganda siya sa picture and makukuha mo yung achievement na nakapag-summit ka ng isang malaking bundok. Pero it's everyday coping up with pain kasi. Yun.
So let's talk about the death zone. Kasi naririnig natin yan eh. When you climb Mount Everest, di mo maiiwasan tong death zone, right?
Yes.
Describe the death zone for us.
So, yung tinatawag nilang death zone ay yan yung area na kung saan mahirap na makapag-absorb yung katawan natin ng oxygen. So, ano na siya, oxygen deprived na tayo. Usually, that's at 8,000 meters. Sa Mount Everest, yan yung Camp 4.
So, very close ka na sa peak.
Mukha lang close. Pero parang isang araw pa yun.
Isang araw pa, okay.
Isang gabi pa. Parang ganon. Parang pag nakarating ka na sa Camp 4, every second namamatay yung katawan mo. Kasi oxygen deprived ka na nga eh.
Every second.
Every second. Yung bumubuhay lang sa'yo is yung supplemental oxygen.
So the body is without the oxygen is not capable of living.
Yes.
So you are actively dying.
Yes. I mean, wala nang nabubuhay dun sa part na sa area na yun. Walang plants, walang animals. I guess birds meron. Pero not for long. Pero some people can summit Mount Everest without oxygen. May mga ganon. Pero iba naman tayo eh. Nasa tropical tayo eh, di ba? So, every second, namamatay ka doon. And make or break siya. It's either you go up or you go down. You cannot stay there.
What do you feel when you are in the death zone?
Yung nafe-feel ko doon, I guess, okay, nung nandun ako I think okay pa naman ako by that time. Pero I'm so tired. I've been yung day na yon, I've been climbing since 5 a.m. from Camp 3. Nakarating ako sa Camp 4 ng mga 2 p.m.
Lord guide us.
Tapos sabi ng expedition leader namin na kailangan niyong bumalik kasi magkakaroon ng snowstorm. So lahat kami sa
Uulitin mo yon.
Lahat kami sa Camp 4. So parang pagod na. Ayun na namin bumalik. Gusto na namin tapusin to. Pero wala pa naman kami sakit or whatever. Pero okay pa kami. Tapos sinabi ng expedition leader namin na okay, mawawala yung snowstorm. Pero medyo late tayo aalis. Pawalain lang. So
magtatampay kayo?
Tumambay kami
sa
doon.
Death Zone?
Sa Death Zone. Tumambay kami doon. Tapos, bago ako umakyat, binasa ko muna yung love letter na binigay sa akin ng fiancé ko. Tapos, that gave me that, final push para, ma-motivate.
So, habang tumatambay ka sa Death Zone, waiting.
I mean, since the base camp.
Since the base camp, but you didn't open it. There was no and that particular emotional state of being running low, may invitation ka to get an energy somewhere else,
yes,
right?
Parang sinisave ko to eh. Parang gusto ko i-reward yung sarili ko. Tama ba? Reward ba? Parang ganon. Na okay, hindi ko pa deserve to basahin. Pupush ko muna hanggang Camp 4. Kasi gutom na ako pero wala akong gana kumain. Kailangan kong basahin yung love letter para, sige, another 12 hours of high altitude pain pa.
Was love enough to actually erase the feeling of hunger, tiredness?
It was more than enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just the right push I needed. Kasi sobrang layo ko na sa sa mundo. Parang ang tagal ko na doon.
And off-grid and no internet, no Wi-Fi.
Nandun lang kami sa bundok. May sarili kaming mundo doon.
So move lang. Wait lang and let the mountain guide you.
Yes, wait lang. I mean, when we heard the news na we lost a fellow Filipino sa trail, sobrang na-down kami. And sobrang sakit. Kasi hindi naman namin goal na mag-race to the top kung sino yung una, pangalawa, pangatlo. Diba? Ang goal namin is lahat tayo safe makaakyat at makauwi. So, nung nawala yung kabayan namin, nasaktan kami. Pero hindi kami pwedeng magpatinag dun sa pain. Kasi kailangan namin mag-focus.
The loss of a teammate you're saying, and this is PJ, right?
Yes.
PJ died in the same expedition.
Yes.
No, you were in the same expedition, and he lost his life because of over
fatigue. Yes.
over fatigue and everything. And when you heard that, syempre that can actually steal your confidence, no? And your
Kasi once we, pag finil namin yung emotions, baka madala kami Di ba?
so kailangan i-dissociate.
Yeah,
Diba?
dissociate siya. And let's mourn after the expedition.
So in a situation when the dream is so huge and you are actually faced by these kinds of motivation stealing
Yes.
circumstances, you're saying now the way to cope is to postpone that sad feeling
Yeah, yung grief.
para you can carry on.
Yes.
Otherwise, what happens?
Fail.
You will fail.
Yes.
So yan ang motivation. Especially, I guess, when you are there at the deepest death zone in your life. Maganda yung sinasabi mo na you get motivated by the dream, the emotion, and you try and...
Yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung drive na kailangan natin makabalik sa summit after 17 years.
Yes, 17 years. So para sa bayan din to.
Pinipicture ko na na meron na ulit na Filipino na nakapag-summit ng Everest. Napapaginipan ko na nga siya.
Ay, magandang sinasabi mo yan kasi ito yung goal, di ba? So ito si Everest, no, sa buhay mo, napapanaginipan mo, na-picture mo, tawag namin dyan, representation of a goal.
Napapaginipan ko na siya.
Kwento mo yan.
Parang sineselebrate natin mga Filipino na nakapag-summit ulit tayo. Hindi ko siya sinasarili Parang lagi ko sinasabi na shared goal siya
with the whole nation.
Yes. Tapos when after the expedition nga parang sinasabi na salamat Jeno, natupad mo yung pangarap namin. Kami mga climber nakapag-Everest. Parang feeling namin nakapag-Everest na din kami. So sobrang saya din na nafe-feel nila na part sila ng victory. Kasi yun naman talaga yung goal na, victory to ng bansa natin.
Yes. Alam mo, maganda yan kasi I study, empathy. And a lot of times when you talk about empathy, yung I feel what you're feeling, for example, I can walk a mile in your shoes. We're talking about being empathetic for sad states. Diba? I feel your grief, I feel your pain. But what you're telling me is, etong empathy na to is that feeling, that shared feeling of joy.
Yes.
Diba? Walang crab mentality, walang jealousy, walang envy.
Yes.
It feels like we wanted to celebrate with you at the peak.
Yes.
Magandang message yan, no? I think when you represent something so huge for the Philippines and you show us that the Filipinos can share joy together.
Hindi importante kung pang-ilang ka na nakapag-summit ng Everest. Di ba? Parang mas importante na nadala mo yung bansa natin sa tuktok.
And is it important na kung umakyat ka at na-reach mo yung summit and one of your comrades is still there, that, kailangan maabot din niya yan. Babalikan mo siya para maabot niya? Aantayin? I mean, what kind of teamwork do you have when you do something like climbing? It feels like it's a very individual goal, right?
Yes.
Do you go back for a comrade who's slow?
If sa ganong situation, mas gugustuhin kung hindi na ako makapag-summit basta safe yung kasama ko.
Wow. So you're willing to give up your own personal dream to make sure that your teammate is alive.
I've come to realize na bundok lang siya at hindi siya mawawala doon. Mas importante yung buhay ng kasama.
I guess in a life-threatening situation, ganyang mga messages will just come to you, right?
Yes.
Buhay lang, bundok. I guess that's also what the mountain taught you, right?
Kasi sobrang dami kong na-experience ng death. Madami din ako na-experience na people sacrificing their their win, their success para lang to rescue someone, parang ganun.
So it is okay with you not to be a submitter
Yes.
as long as you go back home together.
Yes. Kasi yung pag-summit kasi lang yan eh. Ego na yan eh. 'Di ba? Parang may maiyayabang ka na nakapag-summit ka. Pero ngayon na nakapag-summit na ako, na-realize ko na hindi ko na kailangan patunayan sarili ko dyan. Mas gusto kong mas gusto kong bigyan ng halaga yung buhay ng teammate ko. Kasi yun ang mas importante. And I'd like to say na the real summit is going back home safe. Hindi yung pag-summit literal.
Oh, so the summit finishes when you go back home safe.
Yes.
Yun ang going home again to your
Yes. Kasi summiting the mountain is just 50% of the job.
The descent is as hard, right?
It's harder.
Harder.
Yes, kasi sa descend, doon mas maraming namamatay. Kasi they exhaust themselves going up. Kasi that's the goal. That's the dream. Kaya ko to. Walang makakapigil sa akin. Ubusin ko lahat ng lakas ko para makarating ako sa summit. Pero pababa, ubus ka na, oxygen deprived, walang tulog, walang kain, walang tubig. Bababa ka pa and dadaanan mo lahat ng technical sections, lahat ng life and death na lahat ng buwis buhay na areas. Diba?
Natatouch ako dyan sa example mo. I mean, napapaisip ako na sometimes we give our all. We have this saying, di ba? We give our all, busin natin lahat para ma-reach natin yung goal natin. We forget na meron tayong kailangang invest na energy sa descent natin. And you mentioned something like to go home again. Di ba? To the family that inspired
ko
you.
din, Coach, na yun nga, madalas ako sa bundok, Coach. So, madalas akong isolated sa city. So, yung mga thoughts and reflections ko, madalas bundok-centered siya. So, lagi kong kino-compare yung bundok sa life. So, climbing Mount Everest, na-realize ko na sa top, hindi, mas mabilis ka lang sa tuktok.
Mabilis ka lang dapat. Time. You're talking about time.
Time.
Okay.
So, in life, hindi ka palaging nasa taas. Aangat ka, pero you're not always at the top. Kailangan mo rin bumaba. Yung pinakamasayang moment ko in Mount Everest is na-witness ko yung sunrise from the highest point on earth. So, yung nakikita ko na yung horizon, yung
Eye level na lang ang sunrise ngayon.
Eye level mo siya.
Hindi ka na kailangan tumingala. No?
Parang doon ko na nag-grasp, na-absorb, na-feel ko na lahat ng emotions, na-imagine ko lahat yung tinulungan ako ng fiancé ko with everything, lahat ng support, ng friends, yung mga nagtiwala sa akin, yung mga naniwala. Doon ko na-feel na parang thank you kasi nandito ako ngayon and I've made it. At alam kong makakababa pa ako.
Yes. I mean, just you sharing your story. I mean, di naman ako naka Mount Everest pero parang meron ako nakukuhang konting emotion. And that level of awe, I think.
Yes.
Now, when you see the sunrise at eye level, you see the earth, the curvature, right?
Yes.
Na parang bilog siya. Nakikita mo ba yon?
Yes.
So, hindi patag, bilog.
Hindi,
No?
yes.
And now, tinitingnan mo, nasa taas ka, nasa tuktok ka. That level of awe is too big for one body to contain.
Yes.
And I guess that's where you grow.
Yes.
When you're able to put all of this into your body, into your memory, that's when you grow. Parang, yan ba yung sinasabi mong you became a different person after Everest?
I'd like to think so, yes. Na nandun ako, nakita ko na yung summit. alam kong makakapag-summit na ako at alam kong makakababa pa ako. And sobrang daming nangyari nung Everest expedition that molded me to a different person, to a different mountaineer. And I'm happy na I get to share these experiences sa ibang mga climbers din na ganito.
Di lang climbers, Geno. I mean, I am not a climber, but I'm taking in so much inspiration from your
thank you.
story. So I hope you find a wider platform for you to share this because it gives us hope, no? And I will not be a climber, but I think all of us are climbing,
Yes, we are.
right? We are climbers, and what I'm getting from what you're saying right now, it's the process, it's the climb that is spirit-giving.
Yes.
What did you learn about teamwork here?
Well, yung takeaway ko dito sa Everest expedition is most people only give credit to themselves. They forget to give credit for the people behind the expedition. So it's really a team, 'di ba, na to make this expedition work. Hindi lang naman basta ikaw yung aakyat dyan . So, balikan ko yung mga minention mo kanina, Coach. Meron kami expedition leader who monitors all the logistics, the weather, and meron kaming kitchen crew na who feeds us every day, make sure na okay kami. Meron kaming nag-aayos ng toilet, nag-aayos ng tent. So, ayan na yung mga porters, yung nagke-carry ng gamit namin papuntang base camp, paakyat ng mga camp, yung mga supply namin doon. So, every day, these people risk their lives para lang makaakyat kami. And all we have to do is do our part na umakyat ng ayos. So, ito na sinasacrifice na nila yung buhay nila
So, meron kang
para sa amin.
back-end team,
So,
right?
Kung hindi dahil sa back-end team na to, hindi kami makakapag-summit. Yes, merong umaakit na sila lang. Pero mas safe ito na meron akong team na kasama.
So you have a whole village supporting you.
Yes. Kasama ko nga dun yung partner ko, si Miguel. And I treat him as my big brother and my mentor din. No? Pero before Everest, we have been climbing na sa lower altitude. So, doon kami nagbaband, na nalaman na namin yung strengths and weaknesses namin. So, climbing Mount Everest, parang magaan na yung pakiramdam ko sa kanya. And na-test na din yung chemistry namin, yung, compatibility. Ganun, yun ba?
Yeah.
Na hindi ko kailangan maging plastic sa kanya. Kilala niya na ako, kilala ko siya. Alam niya kung saan ako malakas, mahina. Alam ko din yung strengths and weaknesses niya. But when it comes to yung life and death situations na alam ko na hindi niya ako pababayaan and alam niya na hindi ko rin siya pababayaan.
Maganda yung sinasabi mo, Geno. Going through life and living dangerously, you need to feel safe with someone first.
Yes.
Right? Before you're able to actually step out of your comfort
Actually,
zone.
siya nga nagsabi na kung sino yung magiging partner mo sa high altitude, dapat okay kayo sa low altitude.
Kung sino
Kasi,
ang magiging partner mo sa high altitude, which means in moments of joy,
Yes.
okay kayo sa low altitude.
Yes.
In moments of suffering.
Yes.
So, na-test ba ng ganyan yung partnership nyo ni Miguel?
Yes.
Nagkaroon
na-test
ba kayo
na-
ng low altitude challenges together?
Yes, nagkaroon kami ng low altitude challenges together and gusto ko lang sabihin na masaya ako na siya yung naging partner ko.
And I guess it doesn't just change you. It changes your partnership, your relationship, right? With each other.
I guess it changed na naging vulnerable kami sa isa't isa.
Yun,
Na kasi parang sa media or sa public, parang astig dapat kami. Pero pagdating doon, isipin mo, Coach, 2 months kami magkasama. 'Di ba? Happy naman ako na walang araw na nagkainisan kami.
Walang araw.
Walang araw na nagkainisan kami.
So, you
Pero
mentioned something.
hindi ko din alam, Coach, paano kaya kung ibang tao yun? Diba na I'm sure it will be different for other dynamics. Diba?
But I guess
Siguro swerte lang ako na ganun.
we will never know that answer to that. Ang message sa akin yan, I guess, if it's another person, the mountain is going to teach you. Right? You have no choice anyway but to trust. So to give trust to somebody you don't really trust changes the behavior. Yeah? And I guess the relation, I cannot imagine going through a journey together with somebody you don't love or you don't like. It is just unthinkable, right? I was reading about the challenges ng mountain. You did share with me that 60% of that you cannot control.
Yes.
Parang life, no? Maraming mga people who get off-centered and disturbed when they cannot control things. Lumalabas yung raw emotions and raw behavior. But in the mountain, when 60%, now you could only prepare 40% and 60% of the time, you're surrendering that to faith, right?
Yes.
I mean, what is that teaching you?
Kung i-relate ko siya sa bundok, Coach, na-realize ko na we can only do so much, na we can only prepare so much. Sinasabi ng mga tao na nakapag-Everest ka lang kasi may guide ka, nakapag-Everest ka lang kasi may Sherpa, nakapag-Everest ka lang kasi may pera, ganyan. Pero yung chunk nun is, sabihin natin, yes, physically prepared ka. Mentally prepared ka. Ready ka mamatay. Financially prepared ka. Nakapag-ipon ka. Nakapaghanap ka ng sponsors. So, the rest is aakyat ka na lang. Paano kung mag-avalanche, mag-rockfall, tamaan ka ng sakit? Diba? So, hindi assured yung summit success mo. Just like in life na we only plan so much, we only prepare so much, pero hindi natin alam kung anong mangyayari sa atin for the next 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years, diba? No matter how much we plan.
You could only prepare so much,
Yes.
and the rest you'll have to
Surrender mo na.
surrender.
Yes.
I wanna ask you one last thing about peak performance. You know, you reach the peak. Diba? Symbolically, you've reached your peak performance, right? To the everyday people here who are not planning to, scale Mount Everest, but scale life. Ano yung mga i-share mo, mga behaviors, mindset na kailangan natin para mag-peak naman tayo sa journey called life?
Ang masasabi ko is dapat committed ka.
Okay. If there's one thing, it's commitment.
It's commitment. Kasi yung sinasabi mo, Coach, na peak performance, for me, I didn't realize that was my peak performance, and hindi ko naman ginol yung sarili ko na dapat peak performance ako or yun na dapat. Para marating mo yun, dapat mag-commit ka muna. Parang marami kasing tao na sinasabi nila na I wanna do this, I wanna do this, I wanna do this, but they forget to start. Diba?
So it's the start, not the end, that matters.
People plan so much. People na nagbabrag sila na pero they don't have the capacity to commit or to start. Kasi once na nag-start ka na, tuloy-tuloy na yan. You'll do everything. Diba? Nung nag-summit ako ng Mount Everest, nag-commit muna ako. So, I did everything para mag-summit ako. So, nag-training ako, nag-resign ako sa trabaho, naghanap kami ng sponsors just to lead me to that moment. And when you reach the top, your peak performance, you get to realize na there's so much more to improve, na I can still be better than this. Baka meron pa akong peak eh.
Another peak. So one breakthrough makes it easier to think of the next breakthrough.
I mean, I'd like to answer that after Everest to what I have become. Parang nagkaroon ako ng calling na I don't want to be the last Filipino Everest summiteer.
You don't want to be the last Filipino Everest summiteer, which means you want your footprints to be followed.
Yes.
Okay.
Alam ko ang Everest, napakadelikadong bundok. Once na mag-commit ka mag-Everest, dapat matanggap mo sa sarili mo na pwede kang mamatay. Pero I am here para magbigay ng gabay na hindi kita lahat ng mali ko, lahat ng natutunan ko sa mga expedition ko, i-share ko sa iyo. Basta gusto kong itayo mo yung bandera ng Pilipinas sa tuktok ng mundo.
Wow.
At umuwi ka ng
symbolically
buhay.
and physically. Umuwi ka go home alive and a better person. Plant something up there. Plant something
Raise
up
our
there.
flag there.
Raise our flag. Diba? Build your own legacies.
Yes.
And make this world better for the next generation.
Yes.
Yan ang nagagawa ng somebody who's in awe. Eh. I sense a lot of humility. No? I mean, that level of confidence that has never turned into arrogance that I'm feeling right now in this room. I want to thank you for blessing us with this kind of state na I feel the more we achieve, the humbler we become. Right?
Pag mountaineer ka kasi, sana ganito rin sa ibang tao. Pag mountaineer ka kasi, wala ka sa posisyon na maging mayabang or maging arrogante. Kasi dapat alam mo na sa grand scheme of things, speck lang tayo eh. Di ba? Sa pinakamalaking bundok sa buong mundo, tuldok lang tayo.
Tuldok.
And sa bundok, lahat tayo pantay-pantay eh. I'd like to think mountains, sabi ng mentor ko, no? I'd like to think mountains na equalizer siya. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap, pantay ang babae at lalaki kasi iisang trail lang naman dinadaanan natin eh. Sa isang toilet lang tayo nag-CCR. 'Di ba? Tapos iisang summit lang yung pupuntahan natin at isang daan lang din yung bababaan natin. So, yes. Wala ka sa posisyon maging mayabang. Lahat tayo pantay-pantay.
Wow. Parang ano yan, no? Parang in life.
Yes. Sana kung ano yung treatment natin sa bundok, ganun din yung treatment natin sa ibang tao.
And that is what your story, this will unfold so many of those realizations.
Yes,
no?
I hope so.
I cannot go into the sanctuary of what you felt, but you've made me feel a lot of those messages come alive, in what I've learned from my researches, prior to this, in your story, in seeing you live in person. I think you have a story to tell. Please keep talking about that story. Yung respect for everybody, regardless of your wealth, regardless of your status in life. We're all the same.
Yes.
We go to the same toilet. We cross the same trek. We will go home in the same path.
Yes.
And so to live life humbly the way you're living it, I think that's the best way to make most of our human life here on earth. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, before we end, I have a fast round for you. I have cards here. It's shame. Ito yung mga pagdating mo sa bundok and in those extreme conditions, you feel all of these raw emotions. Shame, drama, sinabi mo ego, no?
Yes.
Ego and fear. Pili ka ng isa, tapos tatanungin kita na may question.
Siguro fear na lang kasi ang bundok, lalo ng Everest, alam ng mga tao delikado umakyat dyan at maraming nagsasabi na, ba't ka umakyat dyan? Death wish yan eh. Di ba? Di ka ba natatakot? So, ito, fear.
Itong fear. So, tatanungin natin itong... So, natatakot ka nga ba?
Yes.
Ito yung fear. What is that behavior that you do or manifest when you're having or experiencing what you fear?
yung fear, ginagamit ko siya as a tool na hayaan mo na yung mga mabibilis umakyat. Ako takot ako, so dahan-dahan lang ako. At least, safe ako. And I used fear hanggang makaakyat ako at makababa. So, di ako nahulog, di ako nadulas.
So fear is a teacher.
Yes.
So you will feel safe and be
Yes,
safe.
and hindi ka magiging matapang kung hindi ka muna matatakot. So, dapat courageous ka para tahakin yung mga bagay na kinakatakutan mo.
Hindi ka magiging matapang kung hindi ka natatakot. So
Yes.
cheers to fear and to all of those, whatever those emotions are, no, that make us afraid. We welcome that because that is our consultant. And your life is an example that even when we are afraid, we just carry on. We're gonna reach the summit. Thank you so much for such an inspiring story, Jeno. Thank you so much for teaching us what it means to thrive, survive, to win, to go back home.
Yes.
Diba? And all the many emotions in the ups and downs of the mountain and in life. Thank you for enlarging this room. I look forward
you.
to the next mountain that you will climb. And
Before we end, meron
Okay.
akong souvenir galing Nepal.
thank you.
Ito ang tinatawag nilang prayer flags mula sa Tibetan culture.
Makikita ko sa picture yung mga colorful flags.
Yes. So, yan siya.
Okay, tawakan natin.
Sorry ma'am, planchahin mo na lang.
Paplansyahin ko yan, sige. Pero wow, galing pa to ng Nepal.
Yes.
Okay, and ano to mga nakasulat dito?
So, set of prayers siya na we ask for guidance, safety, abundance, but most importantly, we ask for forgiveness sa bundok kasi these mountains are God's. At si Everest, that's the foreign name na eh. They call Everest yung local name, Sagarmatha. Si Sagarmatha ay Diyos nila yan. At kailangan natin humingi ng patawad kay Sagarmatha kasi akit tayo sa kanya. Tatapakan natin yung yung lupain niya.
So you pray for forgiveness and not
Success.
success.
Yes.
So we ask for
I guess
forgiveness.
success is the least priority.
The least priority.
Parang ang priority is yun nga, yung forgiveness.
Success is the least priority
Pagdating
in
dito,
a climb.
you have to value yung respect natin sa bundok. Kaya nga, we hold the puja ceremony to ask for forgiveness para ma-respect natin yung bundok. And we humbly ask for safety.
Wow.
Di ba kanina pa natin pinag-uusapan, Coach, na mas importante, umuwi tayo ng buhay.
Ng buhay para sa mahal
Yun
natin
ang
sa
success.
Yes. So you climb Mount Everest and the most important priority is to actually pray for forgiveness, to ask for forgiveness, and to trek, to make ourselves humbler and even more safe.
Yes. Kasi pag
What
safe
an-
tayo, yun yung success natin.
What an irony, but it is just so true.
Yes.
We do not climb for success. We climb for forgiveness and faith and confidence and safety.
Yes.
We're safer up there than we are down here. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
so
thank
much
you,
for
thank
Jeno,
you, thank you.
the 10th Everest Summiter.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of the Cherry Africa podcast. I hope you leave this conversation with something, a thought, a feeling, a question you hadn't asked yourself before. Remember, the best companies, the best leaders, the best humans, they all start with the same decision, to actually see the person in front of them. You have everything you need to be that person. Behave better, think stronger, feel with empathy. Godspeed, and always be awesome.